I think we're tasked with a number of things, really primarily make the area cleaner, greener and safer. So that's what the business is funded to do. And the area after 5 years now is cleaner, greener and safer. We have to go to ballot every 5 years and basically say what we've done, how we've spent their money or how we've invested their money in the past and how we will invest the money in the future. In October we went for a ballot just to bring us into a second term on the basis of that 5 years, and we got a very clear majority of approximately 80% by number of businesses voting, and I'd be just shy of 90% in terms of rateable value. So that basically says the bigger businesses like us and the smaller businesses like us in terms of the actual vote number. And I think the other thing that we do is we don't just invest the money, but we lobby on behalf of those businesses. So we report back to a board that's made up of the businesses, and they set the agenda in terms of how we should take forward the strategy of the area. So we talk to the mayor's office, to the local authority, local government, to the local planning chief and so on, and articulate how we see they're performing in the area. And I think the last thing we do is the more nebulous side of community. So some of that social, just being neighbourly and getting people to know who the neighbours are, and that's something that actually businesses find very important. So it's a mixture of investing money well, lobbying on behalf of that business community, having a clear agenda there, and sort of networking the community. So those three things, I think, is what we bring to the area. We're quite varied. I mean, on the riverfront, we've a mix of some very large corporates, including headquarters for PwC, Ernst & Young, Norton Rose, for example. We have not a particularly big retail section, but that's growing, and that's something that we've been campaigning for. Some small retail. Around the back it's more boutique retail, craft-based and so on. A large number of SMEs, and they're across all sort of professional service areas from advertising. We have quite a large nighttime economy now, which wasn't there a couple of years ago, so bars, clubs, restaurants and so on and so forth. Some culture, so we've got a number of theatres, nightclubs and so on. So it's very varied. It's a real mix, and the makeup of the board represents that. I think, as I said earlier, I mean the area is most certainly cleaner. We've benchmarked this against local authority performance, and we buy in about 75% extra cleaning on top of that. So the area is discernibly clear, and we've got an audit trail to prove that. We know on the security side we have a contract with the police which buys in additional services to their baseline, and we have a record of the baseline, so we know it's an additionality. And again, we've got crime figures going back for 5 years, and our crime figures are down approximately 12% over that 5-year period, and that's as against a huge influx of people to the area. I mean, the area's grown massively in that time, so that's particularly good. And in terms of sort of the greener side of things, I mean, whether it's the 100 hanging baskets, planters, 5 or 6 redesigned pocket plazas, the evidence is very clearly on the ground that we've delivered on that side. I think it's a number of people. The businesses themselves, in terms of the area is more attractive and safer. So that's very important for their image. It's also very important for their employees. It's important that they're able to attract the right sort of employees, particularly for the bigger corporates. The landlords, they don't contribute, or they don't contribute voluntarily or on a project basis. Obviously in the longer run they will benefit from this as well, because they'll see their rents go up. We have a small residential community, and they will certainly benefit again because the area is cleaner, greener and safer. And it's a particular priority of ours is that we're not seen as an island. Around the edge of the bid there's a mix of some wealthy communities and some very deprived communities, and we've tried to link out to those communities. I think visitors as well benefit because it's a big area for tourists. We have City Hall based right in the middle of our patch, so I think they come out of it looking good. They're a big fan of bids, and actually they can see it on their doorsteps. And again, one of the things that we've done is draw together or bundle together the corporate social responsibility funding that exists with a lot of our larger businesses, and a funding task force which distributes that out to local groups. So this year, for example, the focus is on younger people in Bermondsey. I mean, across the board, our primary task is to make sure the leaseholders the levy payers are happy. But we're also fairly grey around the edges in that, you know, those businesses that are too small to pay the levy, they will benefit anyway. If something's on the edge of our patch, not technically within our patch, we're happy to finance stuff there as well.